Good morning. My name is Jack Cohen. 8 months ago, I had a little problem with my knee. I just couldn't walk. I couldn't drive. I couldn't do anything. And I went to see the doctors. And the doctors make a lot of examination and photographs and CNC and CNT, TNC, I don't know, all kind of things. So they sent me to make some physiotherapics, gymnastic and something like this. They will help me, but they didn't help me. And I went to see the doctor again, and he said, Mr. Cohen, I'm sorry, I couldn't help you anymore because I have a plastic valve in my heart. This could only be cured by an operation. So, because there is a danger in the operation because of my heart, so he couldn't operate me. So he told me you have to live with it, use a stick and walk, and that's it. I didn't accept it, so I went to Specialized, and I paid him a lot of money for a visit. And that's what he said. Sorry, Mr. Cohen, we can't help you. You have to live with that stick, and that's all. Okay, I accepted the verdict, and I stayed home. I couldn't work, I couldn't walk. I was so mad. I was so crazy about me. Well, at the end of my days, I have to walk with a stick like an old man. But my wife read the book of Adrian Dvir about aliens or treating with aliens, something like this. And she came and she told me, you know, Jack, there is a way of to be treated by this and that. I read the book. It's very interesting. Why don't you try it? And I told her, really? Why don't? Go on, go ahead and find yourself another job. Stop talking nonsense. This is bullshit. Again and again and again. She didn't stop. She said, what's the matter with you? Why don't you try it? Try it. Never mind. So one day I was mad. I told her, listen, do I see them? She said, I can't promise you, but in the book they said you might if you're a good medium. I know myself I'm a good medium because sometimes I see things at night that makes me crazy. When I went outside and I could see people at night, I'd say, hey, what are you doing? There's no one there. Anyway, I said, okay. My wife made a date, she arranged, and I went to see him. So I went to see Adrian Dvir at home. He looked at me. It was very strange at the beginning. What's your name? What's happened? I say, I had a bad meniscus. So he said, no, never mind. Everything will be treated. Mr. Cohen, would you lie down, please, on the bed? Take off your shoes. I take off my shoes, and I lie down. It was wonderful. And he told me, close your eyes and try to imagine things. I closed my eyes, and suddenly I felt myself up in the air, and I was in nowhere, and from out of nowhere came my little dog in front of me and stopped. I saw him. He was cut to two and disappeared. And then my cat came and cut to two and disappeared. After that came a snake, big snake. She looked at me with a horrible face and cut to two and disappeared. After that, a turtle came. I looked at her, she's steady, and she laughed, she smiled at me, and she said, would you like to walk with me? I said, why? Wonderful. I started to walk, and I make all the movements like I'm walking with the turtle. And I asked her, what do you got on your back? Isn't that heavy? How could you operate with it? She said, never mind, you want to use one? So I felt myself, I have something on my back, and I started to walk. And in my walking, she smiled at me, and suddenly she developed to a beautiful girl with wonderful white hair, the same face of a turtle, and she told me, here I leave you, I have to go. You will be taken care. Goodbye. I said goodbye, and with my hand I made the gesture, bye-bye. And suddenly, from out of nowhere, came 5 people, 2 in front of me and 3 at the side. They were strange faces. I mean, human beings like us, but very strange faces. They smiled at me, and they said, okay, we'll take care of you. And I started to make a lot of exercises that I couldn't do it in my life. I mean, it was so difficult. I couldn't believe that I did it. For 35 minutes, I started to make exercise, moving my head and my sick leg like this, that I couldn't do it before. I mean, oh, it was very, very hard, and I started to sweat. And then they left, and I opened my eyes, and I asked Adrian, wow, is that over? He says, no, 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 continue to lie down. They went to talk between them. So after 5 minutes resting, He told me to close my eyes again. I did close my eyes again, and after they came back, and they smiled at me, and I felt like they are operating my leg. Operation, something like they cut my leg. Hey, what are you doing? I tried to get up to see what they're doing. The guy on the right of me said, "You can't, sorry." And he broke the cushion and put it in front of me so I couldn't see what they're doing. And then they sent me a message, "Would you mind if we come at your house to continue the treatment?" I said, "Yes, why not?" And in that moment, I felt a sting in my leg. Ouch! It's like a pin that goes inside. Ouch! It was hurting me. And they left, and that's all. After I opened my eyes, and Adrian said, "The treatment is over." I said, "It hurts." He said, "Yes, they put something in your leg to know where do you live so they can come and see you." And I said, "Is that all?" "But I saw them." He said, "Yes, you saw them. That's fine." I said, "All right. Thank you very much. That's all." He said, "No, you have a meeting in a month time." I said, "All right." I arranged the meeting for the next month, and I started to walk again with my stick, and I went back to my car. I couldn't drive. That was on Friday. And on Saturday, I still walked with the stick, and I looked at my wife. "Oh, the alien. You see, I'm still sick." Monday, Tuesday. On Tuesday, I left the stick aside. Wednesday, I left the stick at all, and I started to walk. After a month, I came. I had the same treatment. I saw them again, and I make a lot of exercises. I went home, and on the third time, I didn't see them. It was a very big light, and I made a lot of exercises that up till now, if I'm trying to, and I tried to do it, I couldn't do it. What I did on the table, that's amazing. This is something unbelievable. And then he told me, "I'm sorry, Mr. Cohen, but that's all. Your treatment is over. Now I can walk, I can run. I'm back again in my life." This is a big question mark. Maybe that's the future. Maybe, I don't know. I went out one night and I looked up the sky and I saw millions of stars. And I said to myself, in this big cosmos, there is only us living. I am sure there is another world. I think we are not alone. I'm sure we are not alone. Now I'm sure. It was wonderful. Anyway, they're nice people. I talked to them. And if I close my eyes, I can see them back again. I tried to contact them a lot of times, and I think they helped me a lot without me knowing that they're doing it. This is another story for another place. Thank you. I talked to them, telepathic, and it wasn't a language, but it was a kind of understanding and smiling, and they were so nice, so helpful. I think I liked them very much. At the right of me, there was a guy, he was a person like us. His face is a little different, but he has two little antennas on his head, very small ones. And that's, look, not familiar. Something incredible in it, I find it. But I wasn't afraid, I liked them. I talked to them, and I found them very, very friendly.
And while we were walking, the train came into the station. And the train in Ashdod doesn't wait a long time, 2 minutes, 1 minute, and it goes back to Tel Aviv. So I said to Jack, we will lose the train. And we started running. And while we were running, we ran quickly, and we ran, and I saw Jack is running. And I said, "Jack, look, you are running." And he looked at his face, and he said, "Yes, I'm running." And we were running to the train. It was marvelous. It was wonderful.